What if your reflection wasn't just staring back? Perhaps hidden within the glass itself are whispers from the beyond, masking symbols from the subconscious and a glimpse into the unknown. If this sounds interesting, turn down the lights, stare deep into a mirror, and watch as the veil between the materialistic and the spirit world draws thin. Welcome to the ancient art of scrying. If you're new to the channel, my name is Psychic Medium Jordan Coburn, and I can prove with evidence of the afterlife. I've helped thousands of people on this earth plane to once again be able to reach out and contact their loved ones in spirit from the understandings and the teachings, and now it's your turn. Each and every one of you can become great mediums, and here at Help Heal Serve, we can give you the very foundations that you so need and desire to help you along your mediumship path. Not to mention, we have the loving and supporting Help Heal Serve family. You can now also join Slack, where it's a community where you can all talk to other family members. And I would like to say a big massive thank you to all of the members who support the channel. Before we get into this, if you do enjoy this video, I'm going to say it to you all of the time. Please say something in the comments, whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it, whether you want to know more. That helps us to get the organic reach on the channel. It helps the message of Help Heal Serve to get its wings and to fly far and wide across this earth plane. Let's get into what you've come to see. Scrying is a form of divination, and in this video I'm going to be explaining what it is and giving you a couple of demonstrations of what it may look like. But I am going to be releasing a video for the members where we will be doing a full start to finish guide. You'll be doing some red light with me. Scrying, I know it sounds a little bit spooky, a little bit maybe in some cases disbelievable, but when you work alongside of the spirit world and you bloody see on a daily basis what they can do, it makes complete logical sense for using a mirror for the purposes of scrying, why it would actually work. I mean, we know and we can prove that the spirit world can manipulate energy, they can manipulate light, they can manipulate smoke. And for those of you who've not seen, we've got the paranormal series on this platform. Go to the playlist and you'll see all of my paranormal stuff we do. And what you'll see is in the future videos, I'm going to start using smoke a lot. I'm going to start using different forms of light patterns to be able to let spirit manipulate it, because they're absolutely awesome at doing it. One of the things that you've got to remember, I say it all of the time, right? Don't be that one person who believes everything you hear. Let me tell you now, I've done this before, and it's not just because of my connection, it's because this works as a process. Each and every one of you could literally come off this video and go and do this. You would have no issues, no problems. Remember, to any of you who are thinking that you need to protect, you have to do, listen. Protect from poor understandings, bad teachings. You are gaining the good understandings on this platform. Don't worry about, creepy things happening or anything like that. The spirit world won't scare you. They don't want to scare you. But by using the mirror to take a glimpse into the spirit world, or to detach from the materialistic and to be able to see beyond your own perceptions, then this becomes vital. It becomes crucial. I mean, let's go to the very, very basics of it. There are many different traditions. There are many different countries who've all adopted this divination practice. There are many different types. There are many different styles. There are many different ways in which you can do it, which we're going to be covering in this video, so don't worry. But I think the main thing that we're going to cover is using a mirror for scrying. You can either do it the way that I like to do it, and the way that I'm going to recommend to each and every one of you to do it is to use red light. Like I said at the beginning, the spirit world are very good at manipulating light and energy and smoke of our different elements of planet Earth as well. And what you will see is by scrying and using the mirror, looking directly into the mirror, you are going to see changes. Fun fact, that's why a lot of you'll see on my profile pictures on all of my different social media things now, in all of my different on the last video that we done. And if you haven't seen that, go and check that one out. It's the last video. You'll see that my face down one side is Jordan. And before I took that shot, I asked Spirit to come through the other side, so it looked more cinematic, it looked more eerie, it looked more creepy, it looked more like, because I love that sort of stuff. But you can see a clear, definitive difference. There are two different faces there. Now, this isn't my camera tricks, this isn't light tricks. This is very plain and simple. The spirit world wanted to come through because I had requested it for that picture. This is what each and every one of you will do. You will all sit in front of the mirror and the spirit world are going to mimic that for you. But again, I'm going to do a full tutorial on that for the members, but this is just to kind of explain why it works, how it works, and if you should be doing it. It's very simple when you are using any form of divination to, before you even go into it, make sure you feel comfortable. Don't go into, like, I wouldn't advise any of you to start using Ouija boards, pendulums, crystal balls, which is a couple of more different scrying techniques, by the way. We've got a few things that we're going to cover. But I wouldn't expect any of you to try any of these if you are scared or you don't have an understanding. Listen, that is just stupidity. Don't do it. It's like if I said to any one of you now, I'm going to give you the keys to this sports car. And what I would like you to do is I would like you to do no driving lessons. We're going to have so much fun with this one, aren't we? No driving lessons. You're not allowed to take any tests that are going to help you to be able to drive that car. And I want you to get behind the wheel. And I want to see what happens for my own entertainment. You would be, Jordan, are you okay in the head, son? Like, you need like clinically struck off. There's something not right with you. Why is it that doesn't apply to communicating with the dead? Like, a lot of people see this as a game. And I get it, right? Because mankind have made it look like a charade. Mankind have made any sort of spirit communication all dramatized and entertaining. And all. So I get it, right? People just think it's a gimmick, it's a joke. But if you don't have, just in the analogy with a car, if you don't have a strong understanding or a comprehension of how something's going to work, don't do it. Get the teachings that you need first. That's why you've been brought to this video. The spirit world will, can, and do come through mirrors, very much like the mirror I've got just off camera. God, I'm seeing two angles of myself now. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to get it in on camera. Didn't really think this one through, did I? This is the queen anyway. This is what we call the queen. I give all of my items. It's not because I'm strange and I'm weird and I've got like some sort of weird fetish for mirrors. I call every one of my items a name. That helps me to build a personal trust. Helps me to build a personal connection with the item. As you can see here, the queen is very, very simple in its design. It's a mirror. Nothing special. Nothing spectacular. You don't have to go. Fun fact, when I got that one, I paid £10 for it from a charity shop, which is absolute steal. And I got it for this one purpose. That mirror goes everywhere we go, and everyone who comes on Paranormal Investigations can look into the mirror and the spirit will come through and show them something else. Let's take a little bit of a back step and understand the process that takes place within the human being of why you will see things. Remember a couple of videos ago we were talking about the state of your mind when you are in a compass mental state and all of the different tasks that your little computer chip, your little brain has to go through on a day-to-day basis. When we look into a mirror, it's effectively a detach. You go into a trance-like state. Not when you are in a moment, for example, if you're going to work and you're quickly looking in, you do kind of go into a semi-trance state, but it's not a trance. Don't get it confused. When you look into a mirror, it's kind of a different perspective of what you're seeing. So therefore, in those moments, it's not like it's a reality. Yes, you are still living. Yes, you are still breathing. Yes, you are still alive. But in those moments when you are looking at yourself in that mirror, there is something that is consciously moving you away from your human form. It's kind of a different perspective, Spirit are saying. It's a different perspective of you and yourself. When we get to look at ourselves, yes, a lot of people might not like the way that you look in, all of these different things. There's lots, and again, that's not down to spirit, that's down to the human form. That's the human part of you, why you don't like yourself, or, you know, you're not perfect. And listen, there's no one perfect. Suck it up. It's one of those things. At the end of the day, confidence is one of them things where if you don't own it, it will own you. And it's never good when confidence issues begin to own you, especially if you want to become a medium in mediumship, because people will just see straight through it. But when you look into that mirror and your eyes are just fixated on you as a person, then in those moments, your entire being, it kind of finds comfort. And when it finds comfort in those seconds, this is where we start to initially go into a meditation. Notice how I said initially, because if you are, for example, somebody who is having a very, very busy day, you might be like, oh, I'm going to be late for work, and you're putting your tie on, or you might be late to go pick up the kids, and you might be doing something else, whatever you do when you go pick up kids, or you might be going late for going out with the lads or out with the lasses, and everything's hectic. So yes, that isn't going to apply for what I've just said there. Yes, when you look at yourself, there's going to be a slight, very, very minuscule, slight chance that you are going to start dropping into a trance, but you aren't, because the mind's racing. You are like, when we are talking about using a mirror and we are sitting down with the intent of gaining information through that mirror, then you, my friend, are going to be in a completely different environment, because you have taken time out of your busy world with the sole focus of looking at yourself in that mirror. This is actually good for confidence building. And I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, what do you mean? This is a video about how you as a person can use this form of divination, but it's also a way for you to start to love the person that looks back. A lot of you look in the mirror and you'll be like, I don't like the person. Keep looking, because you will see through that. It's the part of you that has mentally blocked you as a person through your confidence, lack of. But when you continuously look at yourself, yes, you're going to spot things that you don't like, but it's about accepting the things that you don't like and working with it. Listen, it's the cards that you've been dealt. You can either feel sorry for yourself, or you can suck it up and own that space. And each and every one of you, if you want to become mediums on my channel and with my understandings, you're going to learn that very, very soon on at the beginning. There's no messing around. There's no pussyfooting around things. If you've got problems, you need to deal with those problems. That's why using a mirror for scrying is going to be awesome in a personal development setting, but also, more importantly, for seeing the spirit world. Because we've spoken about what happens. We go into like a trance state. But when we have our intent and our focus and we're working on our breaths, which we're going to be covering in the actual full video of doing it, you start detaching from everything around you and you are solely focused on that image. Then when you add a red light, which spirit are notorious for being able to manipulate, what you will see is you will effectively put the red light just underneath. It doesn't need to be really bright. Don't use white light. White light's not as good as red light. You want to have a red light just shining up at your face. And yes, you'll see off the thumbnail of this video, you'll see it looks quite creepy. But it's meant to look creepy. It's not to try and make you think something's happening when it's not happening. It's to make you understand that in those moments, you don't need to be scared. Whilst it looks creepy, get used to creepy. Get used to it, because it looks creepy to you because you don't understand it. But when you have an understanding and you start using these different things, red light will be your best friend, because you will place the light facing up, shining up. And what you will do is you will simply say to the spirit world, can you show me what I need to see? And very much the same in a meditation. In a meditation, however, you're very less active. You're in a trance-like state and you're just away with it. You're going wherever the mood takes you, wherever the spirit will want to take you. You don't really control it. When you are scrying with a mirror, you are in full control. Therefore, not in the information that comes through, don't get it that twisted. What I'm saying is you as a person, you have to learn. So this is why sometimes it's a little bit difficult. You've got to learn to work on your breaths, so that when you are looking into the mirror, if you start thinking about like what you're going to do for tea or what you're going to do for the kids or all of these different things, then you need to work back on your breaths. It's going to be a lot more difficult to work on your breaths when you're fully awake. It's easy to do meditations. You just lie on your bed and just chill. But when you're starting to sit upright and you are looking into a mirror, your eyes are actively always engaged at something. Therefore, whether that be looking at yourself, whether that be through your thoughts, your feelings, your extrasensory perceptions, something's always going on. It's a lot more difficult. The breaths are what is going to be your best friend to be able to spearhead you being able to see the spirit world. Because once you do get used to the breaths, once you do get used to sitting in front of that mirror and looking at the person staring back, and you aren't ashamed, you aren't afraid, you aren't scared, this is where the fun begins. Because the spirit world, my friends, will show themselves in the mirror. Like, seriously. And I'm not just, I would like to think each and every one of you watch my videos because A, you know, I've got a no-nonsense approach. B, I don't care about trying to keep people happy. I just tell it how it is. And C, you know that the content that we make is there to guide you and to help you. When you look into that mirror and you ask the spirit world to reveal themselves and they stood behind you, it can become very freaky. Or you could be just looking into the mirror and what you'll see is with a red light, your face will morph into a little old man. You may be a female. You will see a life lived. You will see a different life you've lived if that's what you ask for. That's where you place your intent. You may also see a little old lady. You may see a child. Seriously, right? I've had people that don't believe in this, and skeptics are my best left friend. Honestly, I love to blow skeptics' minds because mankind as a species, we are so much into the science. We've got to have an answer for everything. But there are some things in this world that you will never have the answers to. And when I can prove to people that things like this work, like I had a full-on skeptic and I brought them in, went through the breathing techniques, because remember, a lot of you, when we're talking about breathing techniques, it sounds really complicated, doesn't it? And not a lot of you might have ever done a breathing technique before, so it can be quite complicated in some respects. So I always explain what to do to put the person at ease. Explained to take the breaths. Once I knew I had them under the way I wanted them to be and they were very relaxed, they weren't really responding in the correct way, then I said, now place your intent. Within seconds, they burst out a cry because they seen their mother staring back at them. They seen a visual representation. Now, that's not because what they manifested. They seen it in the mirror, and then the mom come out and physically touched a person's face. So, yeah, remember, like, I know a lot of you might look at Scrying and think it's like it's a game, but it's really, really not. You can get really good results. I would recommend you all to do it. I would recommend you all to at least give it a try, especially if you're somebody who watches this channel. If you're watching this channel, then the spirit world have led you to this video. The spirit world have led you to me as a person, because we are going to be able to help you to connect. What also can you see? So we've mentioned there the spirit world side of it, but perhaps you are just somebody who, on a psychic level, you want to get information whether this job opportunity is going to be the right thing for you. One of the things that you can do with the mirror is just simply do the red light also, set the mood, set the tone, look into the mirror and ask the questions. You are going to use claircognizance, you are going to use clairalience, you are going to clairaudience, maybe it's clairvoyance. You're going to use loads of different extra senses in those moments because your intent is away from the high octane the world that you are currently residing in. It's been brought and forced into a different environment where the spirit world can communicate with you. Anything that you gain, receive, see, hear, feel, sense during a scrying session, document each and every last drop of it at the end. Get it all wrote down. Let this be, if you are somebody, right, who's, Spirit are telling us this as well, right? If you're somebody who is a medium currently at this moment of time and you're struggling with the building the connection, you're getting everything else right, but you just don't know how to feel more at one with spirit. Like for myself, I literally wear them. Like everywhere I go, it's like a protective shield all around me. It's like the spirit world are everywhere. But that's because of the understanding I have created within my mind. Remember the human conditioning part of it. We've got to be honest with ourselves. If I was sitting here thinking the spirit world weren't with me, then I'd have a very difficult time, wouldn't I? But again, with evidence, I can prove that they're always with us. But for yourself, getting in front of the mirror and just asking for, is the job the right one? Are they cheating on me? Like, is this what I should be doing? And what you will see is you'll see flash imagery. You'll see flash imagery coming from the mirror, and it's mad. It goes into claircognizance, so it's just like literally you'll see like as if somebody's got, the best way to describe it is like a Polaroid photo. You know why you take pictures and you get like the little picture out? But it's like that. It's like loads of little ones of them, and you get shown different stuff. It's amazing and it's fascinating. You also have different techniques that we can use. So first of all, if one thing I would say, so I've explained there to use the red light also if you're trying to get information. Another good aspect is sometimes it puts people off having a mirrored surface. What you can do is you can get a normal mirror, spray paint it black. I know it sounds crazy because you're like, well, I want to see myself. But because of the reflective surface isn't there, you can still look into the mirror. You could look into a black wall. You could look into anything. And as long as you're not being distracted, if you are somebody who gets very distracted with the reflections, it can be off-putting in some respects. So having a black mirror to just look directly into is going to help you quicker to gain more insights into your world. It's going to help you to see future events, past events. That's not to say the other method doesn't work for that. It does. But depending on the person, that's why we have many different forms of divination. Depending on the person, it's going to depend on what way is going to work best for you. So trial both. Trial some just looking into the mirror with no red light. I mean, if you're wanting to see spirit, you need the red light. But if you're wanting to just get that personal connection with yourself and you're just wanting to feel at one with spirit and you don't want to see spirits, you just want to get answers and clarity for yourself, then just look into the mirror. And I don't just mean go into your sitting room now, standing up and just say, oh, well, Jordan says do this on a video. I mean, put bloody time aside. You want to put about 30 minutes aside. This isn't something you can just go up and do in a couple of seconds. When you've done it for a long time, yes, when you've done it for a long time, you can literally just go up and say, right, what do I need to know now? And straight away. But in the first instance, what we want to do is we want to set time aside so that we can start seeing what works for us. Remember to document everything. And don't be bloody scared. You've got the understandings on this channel. There is no reason for any one of you, my friends, to have any amount of fear. Forget about all these people who are telling you to cleanse and sage and all of that. Listen, that's the reason why you're on this channel. It's because all of that is being an exploitation of mankind. Listen, let's be completely honest, right? If any of you think that you could protect from the spirit world or the realms, then I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do to help you, because you've already been suppressed by mankind. You already believe that they are there to harm you. That is why you can't connect. That is why you can't have an authentic connection. That's why 90% of the mediums that you see out there, they only have a couple of different avenues. They only know certain things about spirit. They can't actively speak on behalf of the spirit world. They can't tell you about things that they... I can literally come onto this platform and speak about anything I want. Anything. And that's not because it's my platform. It's because the spirit will channel through me. I say this all the time. It's 90% spirit, 10% me. We jump in and out between different things. And that's because I work with the spirit world and the realms. I have a very good understanding. I can get insights that other people don't get the privy to even have a sniff of. Please, protect from poor understandings and bad teachings. If the spirit world wanted to harm any one of us, listen, we wouldn't stand a chance. An unseen force. How could you combat it? And before anyone says religion, come on. Religion's doctorated and touched by the fingers of man. How can that be the answer to that solution? It doesn't work like that. Remember, anything that comes from man has had the fingers of man gouged upon whatever documents they are. All of these different religions, there's hundreds of religions. I do not care. Not one of them are from a true God. And the reason why I say that is because God isn't of human. You know, it's like a lot of you might say to me, oh, Jordan, you know, you should probably pray it. Listen, I respect energy, which not just I respect, I can prove I work with. Like, you wouldn't be watching this video or this channel if you didn't think I could do what you can see from the videos I make. You can see from the connection I have. You can see from the things I do. I believe in a higher power, but that higher power is not dictated by mankind's ideologies. Mankind get their little grubby fingers into the mix and they start telling you how to live your life. Well, in some cases, yes, it could be a good... You do have people who are like lost sheeps in a spiritual sense. They do bad things, they do all of these different things. So yeah, sometimes religion can be a catalyst to keep people in line and keep people in check. Great at the start of the times when, you know, we needed some sort of law and order, probably a good little handbook then. But in the modern day that we are living in, when there are people who are connecting to the spirit world, but they have been taught by religion they shouldn't be connecting to the spirit world, you've got to ask yourself the question, why is it? Why is it that it is preventing you from connecting to your loved ones if it is there to help you? That's not of God. Believe me when I tell you that. That is not of God. That is of mankind's suppression tactics. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant. But yes, don't worry about doing any of the things that I show you. I give you the understandings to go along with it. You can actively practice any one of these things. And you always get that little Joe Blogs who jumps in the comments and they're like, oh, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Listen, you don't understand the energies I work with. And if you did, you wouldn't have the audacity to even step in our way. This is going to be good for if you are wanting information, you are wanting guidance, you are wanting clarity on a situation, you are wanting to use clairvoyance to see the spirit world. I've had a lot of people wanting to see the spirit world. This is going to be your gateway. This is going to be the easiest and most simplest way for you to be able to see your spirit through a mirror, because it's your brain is not going to be cutting off the signals. It's going to be a case of you're in a relaxed state as you are looking at the mirror. You are then going to start just absorbing everything that comes through. We also have different forms of using. So we have using crystal balls. Let's just get me little crystal ball. Scarlet. Put Scarlet on the bed, actually. We can use water. Well, to be honest with you, you can use any reflective surface, whether that's a puddle, whether that's looking into a cup, tea leaf. You've got loads of different ways of scrying. And I think we've covered everything there. To be honest with you, like I say, what we'll do is I am going to be doing many different videos on actual start to finish tutorials for this scrying using a mirror. Then what we'll do is we'll do, if there's enough interest and people enjoy this style, because it's a little bit different to what we normally have on the channel. If people enjoy it, then what we'll do is I'll be doing more. So we might do a full video on reading tea leaves or looking into reflections in water or many different ways, crystal balls, for example. We can do many different videos. And then what I'll do is I'll do a full start to finish tutorial for the members. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I thought I would just mix it up and do something a little bit different, because we've done loads of different things lately within the mediumship, but it's nice for me to be able to just give you something to go with instantly, without needing to watch any more videos, without needing to do anything. Just you've got the understandings, the fear-based notions of mankind. You know that what to expect. Just remember, if you aren't somebody who's going to be watching this on the members, I'll give you a quick breakdown now, but I'm not going to go into it in full detail. You want to go into a nice quiet location. You can use any mirror, doesn't matter what it's made out of. Remember, any reflective surface. You are going to make sure that you've got at least 30 minutes set aside. You are then going to drop into a meditative state. However, then we are just going to gently look into that mirror. Be ready to receive, be ready to accept, welcome anything that comes in. Place your intent and just remember to document everything at the end. That's the best thing, because a lot of you are going to have your little worlds rocked. Absolutely rocked. If you're doing this and you want to see the spirit world, or you want to see your face morph, which is really good. I've done it before, right? And I had like a full-on, like, big beard. It was absolutely mental to see, and see it happen in front of us as well. If you're wanting to do that, you've got to use a red light. Use a red light. We're going to do some more videos as well anyway, so on like using candles and stuff like that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, because I've enjoyed myself. It's something a little bit different. I think we're going to leave it there anyway. If you did enjoy this video, remember to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video if you haven't already done so. Thank you to all of the channel members. Remember to check out the videos pinned at the top left and right. Should learn to go like that, shouldn't I? Remember to drop a comment down below if there's anything that you want to know, or anything that you think I haven't mentioned. And until the next time, bye-bye for now.